Okay, can you hear me? I hope so. I don't have any way of knowing right now. I'm going to have to check the stream just a second. Yeah, for some reason I'm not able to see the levels. I mean, I know how to bring them back up, but it'll just make the whole thing crash, apparently. So yeah, be with you in a minute. Okay, looks like I'm live. Yep, I'm okay. Sounding good. There are some noises outside today, so I might turn my mic off at some point. I mean, also I don't know if I'm going to be talking that much because I'm just here to draw, basically. But basically what I'm doing today is finishing up those headers that I started working on, because I did all right. I got quite far. I haven't opened it now, but I'm gonna just bring this up. Yeah, let's do this really slowly. Why not? Let's just got an eternity to do this. I've been busy these since the last live stream I did on this. Oh yeah, there we go. That one. So yeah, I one thing that I have found is that whenever I kind of sit myself down and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to come up with something to include for this picture. It's usually pretty hard. I can't usually think of anything good, because I knew that I wanted to draw a picture of Eugene for this new YouTube background. So this one isn't a header, it's a background which I've designed. So yeah, for it's specifically designed to fit any kind of device, because I've used the template and everything. So yeah, let's see it. And yeah, I thought at one point I was just going to have Eugene sort of emerging out of this little hole here. I thought that looked quite stylish. But the thing is, I just, for some reason, I didn't get very far. It's hard to explain. I really just, I couldn't come up with anything good. That is until this morning, because I was just messing about a bit, and let's just wait for it to come up. I drew this. Yeah, here we are. This is like this is a technical difficulties card to put up, and I thought because the whole thing is with these new designs that I'm doing, I'm trying to get Eugene to do stuff that sort of is somehow relevant. So in this one, he has a camera. He's like doing like a studio, that sort of thing. Yeah, so I just decided I'm going to use this one because it just makes sense. And it's funny because it's almost like I just had this one there. It was all just ready for me. If I was trying to draw it now, then I would probably get stuck. I'd probably be like, I just don't know what to do. I haven't got anything good. And that's just it. I've just found that that kind of thing makes all the difference. Why is this? I don't like it when it's. I think my if I go to the eraser tool, is that Oh yeah. Because the magic eraser is fine. I just don't like it when I get a bit confused with those cursors, the special cursors, and I don't use these ones a lot. Anyway, yeah, is that the someone's vehicle out there? See, I'm just noticing all the noises out there now is a bit annoying because it's nothing incredibly loud. I'm just really tired of hearing stuff going on outside. I just like to have some peace and quiet. I like to just enjoy the silence, as it were. That does not go well with this at all. I don't know. I might just have to. Now, the other thing, I should probably bring this up because that way I'll have a better idea of where it ought to go. Oh, no, don't move that around. Stay in place. You stay there. Okay, so I'm just going to move them up a bit. So pretty soon I'll have the new YouTube background all completed. So yeah, I was thinking, I think the main reason that I designed this card was so that whenever OBS crashes or something, I could probably put that up. But then, the annoying thing is I need to have OBS running for that in order to do that. So this is the sort of thing I would have as an emergency thing to display automatically whenever OBS crashes, but I don't really know how you do that. I know you put this into OBS, but usually when it crashes, that just means I'm offline for that, however long it takes. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a better way. No, let's hide that. It's getting warm in here. I should turn the heater off. Okay, so that looks okay. Just excuse me a minute. And by the way, when I started doing these Sunday live streams, I thought 6 o'clock would be the best time. Because I don't know, that just seemed like that kind of show. It seemed like a 6 o'clock sort of thing. I'm now trying 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time because I'm usually just I find that at 6 o'clock I just normally don't. I just don't want to do anything. I mean, it might have nothing to do with that particular time of day, but somehow, I just want to get a better idea. So far, I feel fine doing it now. So yeah, I might stick with this plan. This might be the new. I wonder what it looks like with a stroke instead of a glow. I don't know if I like that. Let's try dark. Sounds a bit darker. I don't know. Okay, forget that. Hang on, if I just make a little bit, the outline a bit bolder, just use it for that. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. Never have, to be honest. It just Just winging it, really. I hate to be boring, because I know that I was using blue a lot last year for all my designs, but it's just, you can't go wrong with blue. That's how I see it. And I have absolutely no idea. I think it looks like the Eugene designs are going to be the hardest part somehow, because I kind of, I'm probably just going to do stuff like this, for the backgrounds. Like, I'm quite a fan of doing sort of collage, like picture pile design. So that's probably not just going to be for this, for the YouTube. It's probably also going to, I'm probably going to use it for my Twitter and Facebook and what have you. Now, I suppose, undo that. Hang on. That's where I want him, because that's like the safest of the safe zones. See, I was kind of afraid of moving the camera too far over the logo, but you get the gist. It's not like you have no idea what that says now. So maybe I'll just leave it at that. It just seems to be lacking. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, what I'm going to try with the rectangle is a drop shadow. And maybe both of them will look good with that. It's another thing, you just can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong with the drop shadow. So let's see if Eugene look alright with that. My latest podcast episode is out. I was a bit desperate with the old 6-minute shout out. If you don't know what that is, then you need to listen to my podcast, the Balugantins podcast. That's on Apple Podcasts and Acast. So it looks like I'm not turning my mic off, because it has gone quite. It's gone. 4 o'clock does seem to be a good time because it's nice and quiet. Nobody around. Okay, here's what I think I should do, just because I'm gonna nitpick a bit, because these star things, they don't really work on the same layer. Starman waiting in the sky. You can't tell me what to do. Merge layers. And the thing is, that does overlap. So there's that there. And create flipping mask. Now I have to go into that. No, not that. I have to go over to the thing and put the thing in the toilet and. Hooray! I did it. And it's still saving. Oh, I love my fast computer. I'm going to finish my tea while that's doing it. Shouldn't it be red, as it's going to be for YouTube? Anyway, so you've now seen how I come up with ideas. I work on something else, and yeah, all of a sudden I have the thing that I was trying to do weeks before. I think because what I liked about the stream I did when I was just putting together the background is I got something done that week, at least, because that's what I knew I wanted to do, was basically combine all those past drawings I did, and I kind of like doing them. Like, it's makes me feel like I'm doing stuff or whatever. I don't know. Okay, that's what colour I'm going to go with for the moment. Yeah, that's fine. Well, once again, I'm just going to check the specifications. Yeah, that should be okay, I think. Yep. So desktop minimum and mobile, that's like the really narrow. So you'll just see Eugene's face and the camera is his camera. That's what you'll see. And I don't really need to worry about the tripod or the camera. Yeah, that's no one's really going to see that. I don't think. Now then, let us see what this design will look like on my YouTube channel. That'll be the next. Oh, the suspense is killing me. When will the save dialogue appear? We may never know. Atomic. For some reason, when I go to the stream on my iPad, I see the top chat instead of the live chat. I might have to change that. Come on. Ah, sorry, I went to sleep then. Um, YouTube BG 2018. I'm gonna save this into the downloads. Why is it taking so long? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is taking a very long time, so I'm going to hit the test card. I'll be with you later on. I've no idea when. Right, sorry, that was a long wait. I really made you wait there. So here's what it looks like, and as you can see, the red bit really gets in the way. So funny that I didn't think of that while I was designing it, but this is the thing. I think maybe it's because I'm streaming all of this. That might have something to do with me not thinking so much about these things. So I've got rid of it. Also, what I've done is this layer, the gradient, because like without it, you just get like that's as bright as they are without it. So yeah, I've turned up that layer to the opacity of that layer to 90%, so that they don't kind of blend too much. That's because I don't want there to be too much of a blend there. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna just leave it at that for now. I might save and upload it later, because now that I've seen how long it's gonna take to do all of that, and I'm also thinking maybe I'll do something a bit different, because I've still got like my Facebook, Twitter, and all the other backgrounds and headers to design, but I might just put that to one side, because I don't want to have to go through the same thing again. What I am going to do is take this layer, the one with Eugene. I'm going to duplicate. See, this, I've always got to remember to duplicate it. Oh no, actually no, I don't need to do that. I'm just going to drop it in. So that asset is going to appear on here now. Just bear with me. None of this looks any good. Turns out none of this is good live stream material. That'll do. Save as. Okay, so once that's up, really sorry about this. Anyway, I'm waiting for Safari to quit, and this is annoying. I'll be right back. Right, I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some improvements. I'm going to redraw some old artwork. So this drawing here, this is a picture I did of Stan. I think, I don't know exactly when I did this. It was either 2008 or 2009, I imagine. And I think back then I would have done it in Photoshop Elements, which was like a free version of Photoshop. I mean, it wasn't like a limited version that would expire. It was like just a very basic one. So yeah, you could just use it indefinitely. But you didn't get everything that Facebook has, and I didn't have a tablet, as you can probably tell from looking at that. So yeah, I just thought it might be fun to redraw this, as I would, and like I've drawn this character so many times now. I'm going to be really embarrassed if this doesn't work out. This can't be terrible. If it is, I'm just gonna. I don't know. That's not how you draw his eyes. Here we go. Right. Thing is, Stan has evolved a bit over time. He's not exactly as because even when I was drawing him 2 years ago, I think it would have looked different. I don't know. Did I ever settle on a style? I can't remember the last design. One thing that I've never really been that great at is giving characters poses, because on one hand I kind of like them to look presentable, but at the same time they've got to look natural. They can't just look like because the reason that a lot of my characters don't look natural is because I put a lot of focus on one area and then it doesn't work. It's definitely easier now that I've got a tablet and now that I know how to use it. I was trying to go for more like that sort of thing. It's like a surface here that he's resting on. So I don't know why. I just didn't. I wasn't thinking. I came up with Stan in 2005. A long time ago. It's funny that because I just a lot of the characters that I created, just I think it was always like if I had a cartoon series, what would my characters look like? That was sort of the starting point. I had an idea for a show called Lab Rats. Unfortunately, there was a sitcom that came out a few years after I had the idea. I'm not saying they stole it from me. But you know, bit of a coincidence when you think about it. No. So that was really that's where Stan came from. And it's funny because I think I like the idea of having 4 separate characters, like each with their own personalities, and so I don't know if Stan was like the main one. I think that it was like it was meant to be like a team, and it was like these four friends. Stan was one of these characters, and I just started putting him in lots of comics. And I used to always show like his teeth poking out. That's one of the things that over time I've sort of got rid of. I think now you see his teeth when he opens his mouth, but that's how I probably would draw him. The thing is, I always get the head a little bit wrong. It's weird, you know, because he is my character, but I think the design that I settled on does involve a bit of a complicated, like, as really what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to draw the head first and then do the hair, but you know, I don't always bother. I don't just do it that way. Like I shouldn't really just draw the eyes straight away. I should start with a circle and do the traditional, you know, what the big boys do. I've got a picture of Beryl as well. So I'm not going to save that. It's just a redrawing exercise. I don't care if I lose it. Okay. So I'll give that a try. Like, why not? Because I don't. I feel like I want to try the other method, the more traditional way. The thing is, I do have a very specific way of drawing the eyes on these characters. They do kind of bulge out. So I think I'm going to find out where the eye line is, and here's the thing. I'm going to try it without like a vertical separator. Just going to pop them on. So here's the thing. You can kind of mix the traditional method with your own methods, you know, because like I've just found that it makes a really big difference, like the order in which you draw each element, yeah, I just it can be good to do it by the book, but do not forbid yourself from doing things your own way. I completely changed the shape of her nose, either the way it kind of flops on this one. She doesn't have whiskers anymore. I think I didn't put whiskers on the stand. I think because they both had whiskers originally. Yeah, I've completely lost track now. I'm guessing that I drew these two pictures roughly at the same time. I think round about the same time. See, I know. So when I'm using Illustrator, I tend to get rid of the guides. If they've served their purpose, then I can just push them aside and I really found that I like these characters with, you know, having smaller pupils, because you see how big they are in the originals. It's yeah, I think I might do more of this for the live streams, because having something, finding something to do for the live streams has proved to be a bit of a challenge. But there are lots and lots of things that I'd like to get around to, and I just thought, well, this might be the best opportunity for those. There were so many things that before I started doing these streams, I thought maybe I could do that at some point, and obviously I never get around to it. So yeah, this is probably the best means of getting that stuff out of the way. Because there's a lot of things that I just haven't tried yet, and I would like to at least try, because if they don't work out, like I had that idea for Valentine's Day that I did for the previous live stream, and that's an example of something that I tried and was not crazy about when I saw the result. Because here's the thing, I don't know how much I'm gonna like my work, because it's always the objective that to do something that it takes me quite a long time to do all of those curls and everything, those little details. Anyway, my main objective is to produce stuff that I think is good, but that in itself can be difficult, because I know what I like, but that isn't necessarily what I end up doing. I don't think that Belle is a much better character than what she started out as. When I was doing the new stuff comics, Beryl and Stan sort of became regular characters in that one, and I had a lot of fun just having them do stuff that I never would have imagined them doing, because they were kind of like a sitcom couple originally. But I feel glad that I just had a bit more fun. Just I considered some further possibilities. A tail is not much different, although I'm always trying to make sure that it's nice and thin. So yeah, that's kind of how I would draw them now. It's near the end of February, isn't it? Those 4 weeks go by so quickly. So I'm just getting a tissue. How's it looking? Just gonna check it again. Okay, are we good? I am using the good mic, aren't I? Sorry. Okay, so now let's have a look. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Okay, here's a character I've not drawn for a long time, although I have drawn variations of him. Owl. Let's see if I can draw Owl again. Because it's funny how sometimes I'm not sure if because there are so many different choices you can make when you're creating characters. You can start off with one, you kind of stop drawing him, then the next time you want to draw a similar character, you find yourself just borrowing from that old character, and then it also gets confusing as to whether it is a new character or if it's just like an updated version of the old one. By the way, every time I have a character with sharp teeth, what I used to do is draw the teeth like that, and that's an M for Mortimer. Bit of trivia for you there. That's why certainly the characters that, like if I was drawing a shark or a crocodile, usually their teeth would poke out and it would be in an M shape. Now I'd normally just go like that, just have one hanging down. That seems to be enough. Also now I'll probably have the lower jaw come right out to here. I think that and probably a bit rounder than before. It's funny because that shirt he's wearing, like not the pattern on it, but the shape of it was just how I drew shirts. You know, like any character that was wearing a shirt, it would normally just look like that. I think the main reason that I sort of made it look like a Hawaiian shirt is because I hadn't done that yet. Like it was going to be the same shape as before, so I was like, maybe I could just be a little bit different with this one. Really concentrating now. And because it's a shirt pattern, thinner lines. Okay, so that's how I would draw Al these days, most likely. It's funny because I still, with some of these characters, I'm doing all the details just on one side, so you don't see. You only see one of his eyes, one of his teeth, one of his nostrils, one of his arms. You see both his legs, but yeah, most of everything is just hidden somehow on the other side. Because I don't know why I went for that. I think, like, it just seemed like a lot of work to do, and because it wasn't just, I didn't just do like crocodiles or alligators in that style. I did all sorts of characters like that, and it got to the point where I was like, okay, because I think Beryl and Stan might have been when I was like, let's do things a bit differently. Let's have different shapes for the eyes, and like, because even in the old ones you can see that. Okay, I'm enjoying this. Let's find some more. I'm actually getting onto a lot of characters that I haven't drawn for a long time because I thought they were going to be a thing, and that didn't really happen so much. Okay, well, I can't really see any. I'm going to go with Tim. And the thing about Tim is he has been in Beluga Weekly and new stuff. So it's not like I've completely abandoned him. Al hasn't really been in anything. I've not actually had any use for Al. But... and here's the thing, because I'd already spent a lot of time working on it, because Tim was really like the first original character I ever came up with. I'm pretty sure. I was a really big fan of the Street Sharks when I was a kid, so that's really what he is. He's basically like a more charming version of the Street Sharks. It's also like he's not actually supposed to be a shark. He was meant to be a sperm whale. I was not good at drawing animals back then. I don't think I care anymore. He could be a shark. If he looks like a shark to you, that's what he is. I don't care. Because I sort of deliberately made it complicated because his best friend is a tiger shark. And they kind of look like they're exactly the same species. I think because I found it a bit hard to figure out how would a whale be able to walk about like a person. That was how I was trying to make this character work. Once again, much smaller pupils now. And here, I'm just going to give him nostrils. I've never given him nostrils before, but he's a shark. Come on, let's ignore the fact that he's officially a shark now. You saw it here first. This is an exclusive. Tim is now a shark. Because I just can't be bothered to do that. It's better this way. Because I've got him sort of leaning back a bit there, so that's what I'm trying to go for. So yeah, that didn't take long. This is what I loved about these characters, is just, you get them done nice and quickly. This is why I'm so bad at adding details over things. It's just, I was all about just getting it out of the way. None of this effort nonsense. So yeah, so Max was Tim's friend. And here's how you tell them apart. Max is stripy. Remember, he's a tiger shark, so that's the difference. I didn't do too badly on this one, considering I didn't have a tablet. Once again, just the exact same shirt as ever. It's almost like a Homer Simpson shirt, but a different colour, and also it's like opens. There's an opening. It's funny how once you've drawn characters, you get. I think just looking at what you've drawn kind of gives you an idea of the characters' personalities, because I don't usually have a reason for drawing characters in these sort of poses, like the folded arm pose, or kind of the fact that Max looks rather shy. Maybe he's a bit of a shy character. I never really thought about that, because it was hard to settle on what kind of personalities. I think I did at some point feel like Tim should be quite an egotistical character, because they were kind of inspired. Because I was a really big fan of Morecambe and Wise, and so I would sometimes think, as there are two of them, which one's Eric and which one's Ernie, and I always felt like Max was kind of like Eric, and Tim would be more like Ernie. So, yeah, that was my starting point in terms of their personalities, really. But yeah, I think after drawing that picture of Max, I wonder if maybe he's sort of a naive character. I don't know if he's dumb or anything. He's probably kind of very innocent and just, as I say, quite shy, maybe quite a little bit childlike. I don't know. I'm starting to think about these things now, and I came up with these characters when I was still in school. I was really young when I came up with these ones. So yeah, this is good. I think I should do more of this for the live stream, because I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to do today. I thought I might finish off that YouTube thing. Obviously that slowed things down a bit, but I got that out of the way. And I've still got over half an hour left. So yeah, I think I'm just going to spend the rest of this stream redrawing old stuff. It took me a while to kind of get into this, because I have a bit of a hard time looking at old drawings, but that's why this is good. You know, it feels good to have another go at them, especially as I've got some pictures of characters that I created years ago and never really did anything else with them. It would be nice to try and figure out what I can do. Ah, Herbert. Yeah, this is another one not done. Um, so yeah, when I was a kid, I had like a elephant plushie. That's what Herbert's based on. It was a red soft toy, so that's why I made this character red. So once again, this is another character. One of the first times that I did a character that didn't have those the kind of eyes that I do for Eugene and lots of other characters. More kind of egg-shaped. This was the first of many characters I did that always had this kind of expression on his face. I think from this point onwards, I just became obsessed with very sort of glum-looking characters. I don't know why. Just there was something just quite addictive about drawing characters that look like this. So yeah, after I did this guy, I came up with Colin and Johnny, the two bats, and that was like a rule that I would never change their expression. They would never show any kind of emotion. I may have broken that rule more recently, but for the longest time it was just like I'm never changing them. You won't see them in any other context. Actually, no, because I think when I was doing animations, I did. Yeah, I broke that rule quite early on. I couldn't stick to that one. Yeah, I remember now. I decided that one of them was going to have to smile at some point. I thought I could do it. I thought I could just have them not smile at all. I do like how, because like his body is so tiny, you can't really see that much of it. It's just these little stubby legs pointing out. And it was just like a random idea for him to be this very small elephant, because all his friends were sort of regular sized. So yeah, there was absolutely no reason for it. I just like this very random design. So basically the main difference here is that these eyes are bigger now. I just think I sort of like this proportion a bit better. Minimal detail. It's that kind of character, just less is more. Okay, who's next? Okay, I think I'll make this the last one. I don't really see that many others, but because this is Colin. I've done Colin several times in more recent projects. So yeah, I know very much how he's meant to look now, and it's not. I suppose it's not really different. I think because I was drawing characters with very thick outlines, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just find that since I started using a tablet, I found myself. He's a bit squashed actually. I've got to get that right. Yeah, I kind of gravitated more to using thin outlines because I've recently got into the hang of doing more kind of just working out when it's best to adjust the thickness of lines. And it's funny that I spent a lot of time not doing that in the past. So yeah. Again, I just feel like I'm sort of naturally changing these characters and not really thinking about they will evolve. There's no stopping that. Well, it's funny because once I'm done with this one, it's going to be very clear that I've really not bothered to change him that much. I think it really is just all in the lines now. I'm going to do his mouth a little bit differently, just a little bit. So yeah, basically that's all I would have done. Yeah, proportions a little bit different. Yeah, I think one of the things that I'm just finding myself doing now is more of a line to establish where the top of his head is. So like his ears appear to be more sort of behind, a little bit further back, because that line is quite little. It's quite a little line. I don't know, but I think that's about it. I could go on for another 20 minutes, but I feel like that's all I have to offer right now. But I think I'm probably going to do some more of this. I don't know if the next stream is going to be like this at all. I'll have to cross the bridge when I come to it. But yeah, I like the idea of doing more redraws. There's something quite interesting about doing all that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Yeah, and I should be back next week. Yeah, hopefully that will work out okay. So, yeah, probably see you then. Okay, take care everyone. See ya.